You one peg video just dropped? Okay, bet. Let me go to look at it. Here we go. 8 minutes ago.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Oh, shoot.
One peg here. So, the GCX charity marathon just concluded. Well, my
You got
block
me.
of it anyway. I've kicked it off.
You got me.
Now, I know that I had a really lofty goal for the entire week, and I had a goal for myself, you know, depending on what was going to happen. We weren't really sure, but we ended up accumulating about 25,000, just shy, like $200 shy of $25,000 in 4 hours. So I am just overjoyed and amazed. I knew that it was going to be a little bit less. I figured it would be anyway. And I know that the 148,000 that I generated last year in just 4 hours kind of shot the moon out, but there were some different factors then. One was we had told people that it was only going to be available for the 4 hours that I was live. And then as a last second decision, the people at GCX decided to make that available for the entire week, or the rest of it anyway. This time around, it's available for the whole week. So if you weren't able to make it for my charity block and you still want to get those things for Dark and Darker, or if you still want to donate, you can do that. There will be a link in the description and the pinned comment.
If you guys haven't donated yet for the GCX charity, make sure to do that. Of course, if you like, you know, have the funds to do it and you want to. Not only you'll be helping children, but you'll also be getting like I guess a few cosmetics, something like that. Like I think there's a campfire and there's an emote.
Now that being said, there is a trailer that has been getting played for the new underwater map as a way to like kind of hype things up for Dark and Darker. Now, for those of you that want information on that, I have all of that here. I'm going to show you what we've got. And so just as a brief descriptor, and we're going to slow this down in certain spots. At the very intro, this intro scene shows a ship's mast sticking up above the water from what appears to be a shipwreck. Throughout the entirety of this trailer, it looks like they've kind of brushed up quite a bit on their lighting.
Okay, this is my prediction. There's going to be like certain structures in the water, and then like they're kind of like separated into their own islands. So the way you get to between islands, you do the swimming that we saw like in the preview from Grayson's like a week ago. I think that's what's gonna happen, because it looks like you have like these little piers, or I guess like I don't know, yeah, piers right here to like get on top, like on the top of the structure. So that's what I'm guessing. And
their water effects, this looks pretty good. The animations definitely look like they're a bit more refined. You can tell that they've got people that really kind of
wait, hold up. There's like a zip line. Are we zip lining? Are we zip lining in Dark and Darker?
Now, for a lot of the guys in the wiki Discord, just for example, they're able to find like certain models like to base.
This was cool. Door here, some crates here, some you know, levels to it. Okay.
But according to the people at the wiki,
hold up. Oh, they actually have gameplay. Holy shit.
Appears as though those models now are getting very heavily modified, right down to the rigging where they're being re-rigged and reanimated. So
wait, is that a new mob?
To the rigging where they're being definitely look like find you guys in the wiki Discord, just for example, they're able to find like certain models like to base things off of. But according to the people at the wiki,
it looks like a guy throwing franny axes. So I guess like some kind of pirate or something like that, because it's pirate themed.
It appears as though those models now are getting very heavily modified, right down to the rigging where they're being re-rigged and reanimated. So almost none of the art that is being included in the game now that is animated is anything other than them doing it more or less themselves. They're grabbing the models, it seems, just as an outside shell, and then they're heavily modifying what they've got in front of them. So there's a lot of work actually going into the animations now. It's really not just off the
wait, can you repeat that 1 second?
Re-rigged and reanimated. So almost now are getting very heavily modified, right down to the rigging where they're being re-rigged and reanimated. So almost none of the art that is being included in the game now that is animated is anything other than them doing it more or less themselves. They're grabbing
they're actually doing the stuff themselves, so no more Unreal assets that they bought from the Unreal store. I'm confused. I think that's what he's saying, right? So they're actually like doing the stuff themselves, or am I tripping? They buy assets and have okay, yeah, I'm so stupid, yeah. So that's what I thought, but yeah, I just have to confirm. So they bought the assets, but all the like the animations and stuff is what they do. Like that's what Iron Mist did.
Models, it seems, just as an outside shell, and then they're heavily modifying what they've got in front of them. So there's a lot of work.
Wait, I don't understand. So were they not doing that before, or am I tripping? So wait, so you're telling me like now they're doing it? So what have they been doing before? Did they just have they just bought like some animations or something like that. I guess they bought animations and just okay. And okay, I see.
Into the animations now. It's really not just off the shelf anymore, and that is a testament to how they're trying to up their game, I think. Anyway,
should have been upping their game like maybe a year or two ago.
The map itself has
they actually have swimming. We actually have swimming. Okay.
Progresses as well. Looks very, very open. There aren't like bona fide module walls like we're used to seeing in all of these other maps.
For me personally, I fucking love like water. I like water stuff. Like I like the ocean. I when I was younger, I wanted to become a marine biologist. So like I actually like this part, like swimming and stuff and seeing like sea creatures
really
and shit.
Feel like a thing. It seems like they're kind of at least showcasing for the purpose of
this is why. Yeah, I knew it. I fucking knew it. They're going to swim to each island or structure. Okay.
They're kind of showcasing the idea of having things feel much more open and fluid. I'm sure there are modules, but the way that they're determining borders has obviously changed quite a bit. There is also what appears to be lots of fog over the
it does
map.
Look very foggy.
Maybe only at times. I don't know. Maybe they're modifying or changing or messing around with the idea of modifying weather effects. I'm not really sure. But it seems like at certain points in time, there's a lot of mist. At 8 seconds into this video, it cuts to what appear to be pirate mobs. And if you slow this down, one of them in the back is holding some Francesca throwing axes and appears to be a ranged mob that is throwing Francescas instead of using like a bow and arrow or something along those lines. So we do have a slight modification to some of these mobs where they're throwing axes now. You know, pirates are throwing axes instead of like using bows or something along those lines. At 12 seconds, there's also a pirate mob that dies, but they're attacking with a scimitar. And that scimitar has a handguard on it.
Wait, imagine if they add scimitars to the game. You know the last weapon they added to Dark and Darker was a club, and how long ago was that? They need to add the scimitar as soon as they release this new season because it's like it's pirate themed. Please add the scimitar, please, bro.
So perhaps this is a new weapon type that we will have access to. It seems as though most all of the weapon types that are being used in the game by mobs are things that we also end up being able to use at some point. So whether this will be available to us right away or if it'll be available to us later on, I'm not really sure. But I'm pretty sure just about all of the weapon types that are in the game are things that we also have the ability to use. And at 13 seconds, you can have a really good look at the scimitar as it's kind of being wielded and getting ready to slash at somebody. So as it recoils off of the shield, you can get a really good look for how the scimitar is shaped. There's also an underwater section toward the end of this little clip. This is just like a 30-second teaser, but there's an underwater scene showing the swimming animations. There's like glowing anemones, lots of coral, some seaweed, and there also is this partial scene where there's some floating coffins underwater.
Oh yeah, I actually did not notice that. There's floating coffins, so I'm guessing they might be lootable or maybe just cosmetic.
Kind of like floating vertically, which maybe they're kind of like random spawning for mobs, or they could be loot points, or they could just be pure decoration. I don't really know, but it is kind of like this eerie.
Bro, I keep saying things, and then Winnipeg has like the same idea.
Kind of scene, which I thought was kind of
One
cool.
of them is yours.
And finally, at 22 seconds, kind of toward the end.
I'm a young 26. I'm a young 26, by the way.
This spot, it shows a shot of a lot of pillars and points of interest kind of sticking up above the water in different sections. You can see the wrecked the wrecked pirate ship off in the back to the left there, kind of at about 11 o'clock, with this big pillar kind of in the middle. Now, I'm guessing that this is also going to be utilizing the module system where things will end up getting shuffled around. Perhaps they're toying with the ideas of having modules that are going to be different shapes and sizes and have them more randomly arranged, as opposed to this grid system that they've been used to. I know that was an idea that they had been toying with in previous Q&A sessions that we had done. But again, this is something that is still about a month out. So we'll have to see what they tease us with moving forward and whether or not...
I like this map better than the ice map for sure.
Something that we're going to dive into, and whether or not there's going to be enough content.
I want it, bro. I want to see... Hopefully they release soon, like, the bossing. Because I don't know how the fuck is that supposed to go down, because the boss is supposed to be like a stingray or a manta ray. How the flip are we gonna fight that in the water? Because it looks like there's only a swimming animation.
Really for us to want to stick around still. So yeah, that's what I've got for this video. Thank you guys so much for everything. Please consider donating to St. Jude if you haven't already. Please do it through the charity marathon. There's some fantastic people running that. They absolutely deserve your donation. It's a wonderful organization, and I'm more than happy to be able to be even just a minor catalyst for the community to know that this exists and, you know, feel as though contributing is a worthy cause or worthwhile for them and their.
Okay, so
Yeah.
let me go ahead and link this video real quick if you guys want to watch it back yourself. Also, like One Peg said, there is a charity event for St. Jude's. If you guys want to contribute to that, you're welcome to. If not, that's okay. Not only that you'll be, you know, donating to help children, you can also get like a little cosmetic as well. There's like a torch that's like $10, and there's a not torch, sorry, there's a campfire and there's an emote for $10 each. So if you guys want to, you can go for that. But yeah, that was really cool.